This is a video about perspective. I want to preface this with the fact that I'm no mindfulness guru or anything. I just like to write and try to make sense of my thoughts. Sometimes it's rambling. It's mostly rambling. In light of that, I like to think I'm pretty analytical. I think that's a common characteristic of people in the software engineering industry. We're always trying to chase efficiency and trace things down to the root cause, but we can also try to apply those same practices to how we approach life, our feelings, and our very emotions at work or at home. I want to also preface this with the fact that this isn't any new revolutionary information. I'm admittedly regurgitating the things I've read and that I've heard along the way that have been helpful to me. Sometimes you just need to hear the same idea one more time at another angle from a different person. The same words can strike different chords on a different day. So with that said, these are my 3 tips in trying to tame the double-edged sword that is perspective. Number 1, it's an opportunity to learn. I was facing a rut at work, struggling with motivation and maintaining my productivity, and I asked my manager during our weekly one-on-one for advice. Luckily, he's one of the best managers I've ever had, and he told me something that I knew and had heard before, but simply just needed to hear again. It's an opportunity to learn. That's what he said. That's the silver lining. Most of what you do and learn in a software engineering job, you haven't or won't learn in a college course. This is a unique opportunity to use this software, consume those APIs, connect to those integrations, that are available to you here. And it's not that no other job has them either. The uniqueness isn't in the job that you have.
That can be partially true, maybe depending on their implementation to a problem that isn't industry standard, for better or worse.
But it's that you in this very moment do have these opportunities before you, and it's up to you to seize them. Like I said, this isn't anything new or reinventing the wheel in any way. There's small tweaks to hopefully a perspective and mindset shift with words that may or may not be new to you, but hopefully are impactful. Number 2, don't forget to look down. Oftentimes, we're only looking up at how much more we need to improve, how much more money we can make, how many more possessions we can have once you get to that next level. Aspirations are great, but there's 2 messages I want to get across here. Message 1. Look at how far you've come. A decade ago, a year ago, even a month ago. We're constantly growing and learning. Oftentimes, when we revisit code we've previously written, we look at it and laugh because we now know there's a much better approach we could have taken. That means you're growing. This can be the case in the code we write, the conversations we have with peers, and even the comments we leave in pull requests. There's both opportunity for growth and examples of our growth everywhere, if you look for it. Message 2. Not that you need to hold yourself above others or believe that you're better than anyone, but the fact is, there's always someone that has it harder. It's easy to look or focus on all the things going wrong in our lives and covet the things that others have that we do not. But trying to take the time to be mindful, present, and look around at your blessings can help. This is a recurring theme everywhere, and I've most recently heard it in Solve for Happy. Don't lose sight of the upside. You've got a job and you're being paid to essentially continue learning. And tying this all back to point 1, you've got these opportunities before you that you need to seize that others may not necessarily have. Find gratitude in the adversity you face, as the struggles you overcome are where you really learn. Third, insert your cliche message here. Everything happens for a reason. Find your balance. Learn to appreciate what you have before time makes you appreciate what you had. In my opinion, these are different angles to very much the same idea. To truly know or appreciate one thing, you must know or experience the opposite, or lack thereof. Or when the very definition of one thing is the absence of another, that makes for a pretty interesting dichotomy. To know or appreciate happiness, we must know and appreciate sadness, or vice versa. The struggles we go through make us stronger. They help keep us open-minded. They promote curiosity and innovation in how to address these if and when they happen again. If you simplify life down into solving one problem after another, or can even fathom the idea that life is a series of problems to be solved, it makes for an interesting shift in perspective and how you might approach things. I'm not trying to justify the reason for the difficulties you may face as a software engineer or in life in general, but rather if they are simply our reality, things that fall outside of our control that we just cannot change, then how productive is our resistance to it, really? At the end of the day, these are all words that can have some or no meaning to you. Sometimes we need to experience the struggle of working through problems firsthand to even begin to acknowledge let alone accept the advice of others who have already gone down these paths. Advice is also easily given and spread. It's far harder to follow and implement yourself. I think it's helpful to hear in different words and perspectives what may have worked for others, if there's a chance that one day something will click and it'll make just a bit more sense, or it'll be applicable to some challenge you find yourself facing. I hope at least one of you finds this useful, and thank you for watching as always.